Of all the zodiac signs, I would wager that Scorpio may have the most negative connotations applied to it. There's just a lot of judgment, and I think it's some puritanical paradigm hangover, from the past where there wasn't an appreciation for dark beauty, an understanding of dark beauty, or perhaps even a strength enough to handle it because it's intense. And maybe it's something that's not for everybody on an everyday basis. I'm not an unbiased commentator. I do have some dog in the game. You hear my dogs barking from now and again. That my dog is a Scorpio, as if that matters to anybody. But if you're ready to go down into this magnificent portal, a land of caves and treasures and booby traps, I don't know, and get personal with this Scorpio energy, then this is the place. This is where you should be right now, here with me, because we're going to talk about 10 stereotypes of the Scorpio archetype, and we're going to try to flip them and use them because every time we hear new moon, it's like manifestation, make some goals, set some seeds, and sometimes I'm like, about what? So if you're like me and you're like, what am I supposed to set seeds about every single month? Well, each month there's a different new moon, and each month there's a new opening for that particular kind of energy. So when we look at those 10 things that are stereotypical about Scorpio, we can use them as prompts almost for like, okay, what part of my life is this opening up, lighting up, and what do I need to change in that area, or what do I need to focus on? Maybe not change, but maybe what do I need to be open to? Stuff like that. This new moon happens on November 13th, 2023, and what's unique about it is that Mars is the ruler of Scorpio. It's the ruler of the new moon. It's in Scorpio, and it's a real passionate Mars, passionate warrior, inner emotional landscape, and it's opposing rebellious Uranus over there in Taurus. So what does it mean for you? Generally, it means that this is a call to be going deep and being very authentic. And think about where in your life are you ready to make some complex inner transformation happening? That's the big question. So now let's get rebellious and reappropriate those Scorpio stereotypes. Let's claim them back as a framework to help us align with our desires. Because Scorpio is inviting us with this new moon to explore our deepest desires. What do you truly long for? What do you really want? Either way, whether you do these activities with me or think about these questions or these stereotypes or not, new moon's still going to happen. And whatever happens in your life is going to happen anyways. But if you know about this and you want to focus on it, it gives you a little bit more hands on the steering wheel of your life to co-create along with the energy. Before we start, I want to give credit where credit is due. This list came from a very, very polite request to ChatGPT to tell me the top 10 stereotypes of Scorpio. I always say GPT, GTP. To ChatGTP. I said it wrong. ChatGPT. Sorry. I just want to make sure I got that right. GPT. Don't want to offend my friend. Anyway, ChatGPT wanted me to tell you this, that stereotypes are generalizations that should not be used to judge or categorize individuals, as everyone is unique and cannot be defined solely by their zodiac sign. So as long as we're clear, I'm not trying to categorize anybody right now. So thank you, ChatGPT, for your concern. And I want to add that if you do have significant Scorpio energy, sun, moon, rising, stellium, Scorpio on one of your angles in your chart, this is definitely not aimed at you in any negative light. It's not personal. The intention's really just the opposite. And we can do this with any sign. Every sign's got stereotypes. Reappropriating the zodiacal stereotypes, using them for our empowerment, is just kind of something fun to do. Number 1, mysterious. Scorpio is often seen as mysterious and enigmatic energy with a tendency to keep true feelings and thoughts hidden. So the question here is, what mystery are you interested in pursuing further? Is there a mystery you're interested in pursuing further? Even engaging in the genre of mystery genre, like movies or books or whatever, it's something that could be interesting to you at this time. Scorpio is coined the detective of the zodiac, so it's kind of looking into something, digging deeper. Number 2, intense. Scorpionic energy is known for intense emotional experiences. So during this new moon in Scorpio, what intense emotions are you feeling, if any? that is coming through possibly, and being with those emotions is what's important. Witnessing them instead of pushing them away or trying to subvert them, push them in the cave. Notice what's going on in your body, to breathe and try to separate yourself from the emotion and just say, what is this making me feel like physically? If we don't tend to those emotional feelings and try to understand them, it's like little seeds, little weeds. My gosh, I've got so many weeds. And they're insidious. If you let them go, they're going to be everywhere in your heart and your mind. So during this period, what is it that you need to feel deeply and maybe process? Number 3, secretive. Secretive and private, preferring to keep personal matters quiet. Secrets have like this negative connotation, sort of, like they're sort of deceptive in some way or another. But let's flip that around and see it as something more virtuous. I think secrets can be virtuous. We live in this landscape, this time of life where sharing everything is really normal. Oversharing things are really normal, and also sharing a reality that's not even real, like this veil of, disreality, unreality. I don't know what the right word is, but non-reality. I don't know. You tell me if you know. But there's some sort of like falsity to this sharing, because we're not showing when we look like crap. We're not showing when our kid is, doing something that we're ashamed of, like really. So the thing is that that's not something that needs to be kept secret. I think it's something that's more private, privatizing our lives a little bit more. One of my astrology teachers, one of the things I remember him saying quite often is that you don't want to cast your pearl. And what he meant by that is that sometimes when you share something that's special to you, that's maybe a secret that's you're holding, or something that you're interested in, or maybe a mystery that you're involved in figuring out. And when you share that, it dims it. It's like you're throwing the pearl away. Just telling other people about it sometimes takes the joy out of it. So maybe think about, what do you need to keep on the down low? What are we keeping secret? What are we keeping to ourselves a little bit? All right, number 4. Determined. Highly determined and focused, often willing to go to great lengths to achieve goals. Yeah, Mars rules Scorpio, and it's nearing this cazimi with the sun, which means that they'll be on the same degree, making their conjunction together. They meet up there, and that greatly empowers Mars. It gives it this nuclear powerhouse. One thing you can put that determination into is, where am I determined to heal or transform some part of my life that's not well, that I need to fix? I need to work on that. Number 5 is vengeful. Hold grudges, not easily forgiving those who have trespassed. Grudges are like poison, and not forgiving somebody is something that only hurts the person that's holding on to it in their heart. It's continually like an earthquake happening, like little earthquakes, and your heart's never able to like solidify, right? It's just impossible sometimes thinking about, I cannot forgive that person. They hurt me too badly. But the thing is that they aren't getting affected by that, really. It's more of what's going on inside of you. And even if it seems impossible, maybe you could meditate at this time about where you need to let go of some past hurt or some transgression, something that's happened to you. And I know that's not easy to do. But if this is something you need a little extra help with, it may be available now. I speak from experience. When you can forgive somebody that's done something terrible to you, and it's just like, you don't have to forget it. I'll never forget that thing. But I have forgiven that person, and it was involuntary too, which was so strange. So the fact is that when I did that, it just emptied out this huge space inside of me, and that left a lot of space for something new, something beautiful, something that wasn't sadness and vengeance feeling, Anyway, number 6, resilient. Strong resilience and the ability to bounce back from adversity. The essence of resilience is like a stoicism, right? It's strength. It's not letting something hold you down. Once you've fallen, it's getting back up. And with Mars in leadership in this new moon and Scorpio, it's coming into the cazimi moment. There's a lot of resiliency to fight against an adversity or fight against something that's inside of you that's holding you down. Nothing stops Mars from getting back up again. And when I was writing this, I'm like, it made me think of that song. I had to look it up. We'll be singing, we'll be winning. No, I don't remember that part. It's the song about getting knocked down and getting up again. This part I remember. I get knocked down. The song is called like Tub Thumping. And I think the band is Chumbawamba, something like that. So, my favorite part here. Pissing the night away. I had to grab my ukulele and see how it sounded. Tried it out. And then here's all the drinks that he drinks. He drinks a whiskey drink, he drinks a vodka drink, he drinks a lager drink, he drinks a cider drink. He sings the songs that remind him of the good times, he sings the songs that remind him of the bad times. And then Danny boy, logical, next step. Oh, Danny boy, Danny boy, Danny boy. All right, sing it with me. As if, right? All right, sing it with me if you want. I get knocked down, I get up again, never gonna keep me down. I had a little bit too much fun with that. Never gonna keep me down. Oh, it's good advice. Get knocked down, you know. So yeah, Chumbawamba. Number 6. That's all you have to remember. Tub thumping. Sing the song that reminds him of the bad times. Does that song remind you of good times? I hope so. I hope it does remind you of bad times. It's a weird song, but. Number 7, loyalty. Loyalty and devotion to loved ones. So who's really worthy of your loyalty? To whom are you devoted? Are you devoted to anybody? Scorpio has the biggest potential for loyalty, but there's a big protective wall to get through to that point. So I recently saw this little video. It was one of those little shorts or something, and it was this girl who was trying to hit on a guy. The guy was on the motorcycle, he had his helmet on, he was going somewhere, but she liked the way he looked or something, and so she said she wanted him to have her phone number. And he's like, no, thanks, but I have a girlfriend, I'm not interested. And she's like, what are you talking about? You're not interested. What are you saying to me right now? You're not interested in me? And he's like, no, I have a girlfriend. And she's, is it because you don't like the way I look? Because I've never had a problem with that before. Do you not think I'm pretty? And he's like, no, I have a girlfriend. And so she just kept kind of like going off on this kid. And then she started to call him an a-hole, and she started to tell him that he was being a huge jerk to her right there and right then. And the guy was just trying to be loyal to his girlfriend. And so then she's like, I don't even want you to have my phone number anymore. So yeah, I don't think he lost out on anything there. Loyalty is very valuable, and it's worthwhile to understand where your loyalty lies. If it's a thing or a group or a person, and if they're worthy of that devotion. That's the thing about Scorpio. Loyalty has to be worthy. You have to have earned it. Number 8, yes, passionate. Highly passionate, both in relationships and pursuits. So we've gotten to that point. One of the best things about the Scorpio energy, in my humble opinion, is passion. Passionate. And you're not likely to find a more intensely passionate flow than this. So do you have passion in your life? What are you passionate about? Like really passionate about? Like what turns you on like a light bulb? Oh, that's what we want to think about right now. Where do you want to focus that to get more of that in your life? I had this memory of the scene in Young Frankenstein, for some reason, the Oh Sweet Mystery of Life. And then I looked at that and I'm like, oh no, I can't put that in. But that's kind of what I'm talking about. If you want to look that up. Number 9, manipulative. Manipulate situations or people. So that's a mostly negative connotation one, right? Manipulating people for power is not great, but if we think about the other side of it, what is another version of manipulation? Another definition is to utilize your skills to manage something properly, to guide something, to manipulate it into the position it needs to be in, right? So where in your life can you manipulate your resources or your situation to bring some more potential stability or empowerment to yourself? All right, we're at number 10. Yay, if you're still here. Number 10 is independent and self-reliant, able to handle challenges because it's Mars ruled. I mean, let's be honest, anything that has to do with Mars is going to be very independent, powerful archetype, and it doesn't really need anyone or anything. It's a sort of solitary in a way, energy, self-reliant. So where in your life do you need to step up to do things on your own. Or on another side, maybe if you're doing too much on your own, where do you need to be a little bit more open to help? So anyway, I don't know if that made sense or not, but I always hope it does. What a magical mystery tour we've had of scorpionic stereotypes. Scorpio is just so magnetic. It's intense, it's powerful, it's mysterious, and we all have that piece of us that's Scorpio ruled. So I need you to think about how you can embrace those qualities in yourself and feel that intense energy coming through. Feel it in your veins, feel it in your blood, you know? It's time to dive into those depths of your desires to get to your truest passion, to pursue that. Okay. I think that's it. It's a lot. Thank you for sticking with me all the way to the end if you're still here. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I like you just the way you are, and I will talk to you next time.